Welcome to the Lugnuts podcast group. It's the questions you want answered.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to I Asked What I Wanted to Know. In front of me, I've got Nick. To the left, I've got Kenny.
I'll say hi.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hi, it's Nick.
To my right, I have Aiden.
Yo, yo.
And right to my front right is our special guest, Brady Master.
Hello.
You got a question for us today. What is that question?
Yeah, my question is, would you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago or royalty today?
Okay, what kingdom?
Here we go.
It's always
Any
a set
kingdom
of
you really want, honestly.
So we're talking like anywhere from like Africa to England.
Why would you want to be in
Anywhere.
Africa?
Why
Why
wouldn't
not?
we be in Africa?
Actually, to be
Yeah.
fair, you wouldn't want to be in certain places in Europe. A lot of inbreeding.
That's what you're concerned about?
Yes. A lot of inbreeding and beheading in Europe.
Yeah, anywhere at all, honestly. Just
So
anywhere.
now, do you count royalty as like an emperor, or does it have to be like a royal family?
It can be an emperor, I'd say.
So I could rule the Roman Empire.
If you wanted to, you could.
Was that 1,000 years ago?
When did it die?
I
Years
don't
that?
know. We're not. I don't think
When
we
it was
should specifically
defeated?
define anything to 1,000 years. Just
Okay,
an old
any
empire.
time period in history.
Okay.
You can
Or
be-
like modern.
Oh,
Right.
that's a lot better. Does the president count?
No.
Okay.
You're elected usually as a president, so I wouldn't say so.
It was a question because it would make it an easy answer for me. If
I mean, unless you're Gerald Ford. He wasn't elected.
True.
We don't talk about that.
Who was the other one that was put in? Wasn't it Nixon?
No, it was Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
LBJ.
yeah, it turns out the easiest way to get president is get the other one killed.
This is just devolving into conspiracies now.
And on that note, anyone else?
Any other parameters we want to set?
I don't really have
How
any.
many people do I have at my Well, no, because it's any.
It's any empire, anything at all.
Now, what do you count as royalty today? Because I think like the Kardashians think of themselves as royalty.
Honestly, yeah, I think the Kardashians could be royalty.
Okay.
You could count that as royalty.
So I could be a
If,
Kardashian.
if I was a Kardashian,
The Kardashian
do I get the big butt?
Empire.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to ignore that one.
What are examples of other? Sorry, what are other examples of royalty in the modern times?
Modern times, like over in England, the Queen, royal
Does Kim
family.
Jong-un?
I mean, honestly, if you want to go that route, yeah, honestly.
I mean, his
Communist leaders
family's
are
been in power
kind
for a
of
while.
royalty.
I mean,
Russia. Current day Russia.
do you really want current day Russia though? You're just gonna get them from the nukes.
He'd
Is that
probably
what
do
you're
a
doing?
better job of invading Ukraine.
I'll take
than
current day
President
Ukraine.
They're kind of destroyed, though.
Oh, so you want all of Biden's money?
Shh, we don't talk about that. This podcast has gotten weird real fast.
Oh, yes.
Who's next?
Oh, I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the problem is now royalty now is not the same as royalty back then, right? Like royalty back then meant like you ruled over people and like you were in charge of these people, and I think royalty today is just like you're famous.
If I was modern royalty in England, would I also get to live for eternity like the Queen?
I think she made a deal with Satan.
I do think she might have sold her soul to the devil.
I would allow it. I think.
You ever seen that meme of just like Adam and Eve in the garden? Just like, yeah, this is all the wonderful stuff. Who's that over there? God, I have no idea. She was here when I got here.
It's like the Queen of England. Her social security number is just 2. She's that old.
Dang, bro.
No, it's 0.
Somebody's just like, yeah, I pulled the sword from the. I
0.
found this sword in the lake or whatever, kind of the news article. Just like, Queen, oh yeah, thanks for finding my sword.
I'm trying to think of other royalty in besides England and besides Kim Jong Un, because we excluded.
I don't know how many other European. Germany is a prime minister these days.
You know what? I'm gonna make another parameter. You can do fictional royalty also,
Now this changes,
dude.
like Lord of the Rings.
So
Game
you're
of
saying
Thrones.
This doesn't
So
change anything.
the
for me.
new question:
Do we consider Emperor Palpatine royalty?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to disagree and say he's not royalty because he was elected, wasn't he?
That is true.
He was elected.
He was
then
elected
declared
when he
him-
was in the previous republic.
To be fair, he was elected, and we said that
yeah.
you could not.
But he
count
elected
Joe Biden.
himself as the emperor.
So the new question is being staged as royalty from 1,000 years ago, royalty modern age, or royalty in a fictional setting.
world, yeah, fictional setting. So like any movie, TV show, series, whatever, book,
You could still be in Star Wars, just Old Republic.
that'd be sweet.
I'm gonna. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna pass the torch to someone else. I'm gonna think about this a little bit more.
I already have my answer.
Joe,
So you're
what's your
saying-
answer?
Joe?
If I pick modern England, though, I am basically, instead of the Queen, it would just be me. I would be the replacement.
Right. You can't
Instantly.
behead people anymore, sadly.
I know that.
Well, if you're royalty, you can make that happen.
I mean,
no,
it
but
could
it
be
means
frowned
that
upon, but
I would probably do modern England then,
You
because
do.
then you could fix everything.
How are
It's
you
true.
gonna fix modern England?
Well,
You don't want me to get into that
I can't,
because
I
we're going to
can't
be
say
here for
that
hours.
on this podcast.
Yes, and then the Queen of England is going to send a hit squad to a
Dude, she's
couple
gonna-
of nobodies in
Yeah,
Indiana.
but they're English special forces, so
They'll just sit.
are they
down
gonna
with-
pour hot tea on us? Or
beat us with baguettes?
That's a French.
that's
dude.
French. What are you talking about?
No. It's tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
tea and
crumpets.
crumpets and English muffins.
Dons.
Some nice tea and crumpets.
Actually, I don't know if English muffins actually originated in England.
yeah, probably not.
It's probably some American
Probably
thing
like
we
French
stole.
fries or pizza. We say it's Italian.
We as a
Yeah.
country love to make up foods and assign them to countries. Like, this is yours now. The French, we don't like this. We don't care. You
We
can
don't
have
want
French fries
this.
now.
To be fair, I've never thought of French fries as a French food.
Nobody does. That's the weird thing.
I know.
It's more of an American thing, you know, like burgers and fries. Like that's the most American thing I think you can eat. Honestly,
The funny thing is, burgers are like genuinely a German thing. Like, Hamburg is a place in Germany. That's where they came from.
Yeah. What's your answer, Joe?
Modern day China.
You can't
I have-
breathe in that country.
Well, not now, but I can make it happen.
To be fair, he could, as royalty, he could breathe in that country.
That is true.
yeah, some oxygen tanks, it'd be fine.
Just take
Actually,
the
he has a
oxygen
point.
out of people's bodies.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, with how that government works. You're going to have to spend a lot of time making sure all of your opposition is dead.
Well,
That's
here's
what
the
they
deal.
do.
If I'm coming into a communist government, I'm probably going to have to wipe the entire thing out to begin with. So it wouldn't be that hard.
And quick question: would you unban Winnie the Pooh?
Yes. That is the first thing I would do as acting monarch over China. I would bring back it would be the Nellens dynasty.
No. As acting,
I would be the Chinese
I'm with
emperor.
him.
Okay. So you're going China, and you said you're going China.
I'd probably go China, yeah.
Kenny, what are you going?
You know, I didn't know until he said we can use fictional things as well.
Don't you say Lord of the Rings?
Nope.
He's this Trekkie. You know where this is going.
Narnia.
Not where you thought it was.
You're
going.
going to
Not at all.
dethrone God.
No.
Because, like,
No, the lion wasn't the king.
the lion. Wait, what?
No, the kids were.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So he had to kill one of the kids.
No.
That's
Why
kind of
can't-
weird,
why
though,
couldn't he
'cause-
just be
'cause Aslan
reborn as one of
definitely
the kids?
represents God.
Why does he have to kill anyone?
This is fair.
I'm not killing anybody. I'm just joining.
Can I join your party?
No, it's like no, it's like
You have
I'm joining.
no idea how many countries in the history of our world have said that. I just want you to join us. I don't want to kill you, but I'll kill you if I have to.
I'm thinking you in Narnia, but a jester.
Who infiltrates the royalty and takes over.
It takes them out from the inside.
I'm not taking anyone out.
Actually, I've changed my
Violence.
answer. I would be Russia, modern Russia.
You're going to be modern Russia.
Yes.
As it sits right now.
You just love being hated.
You can fix things if you're a new leader. If you're a new leader,
Okay, if you
and,
could,
and you say, of course, that you blame it all on Putin because it is all his fault, and then you fix the country, I think Russia's a great country. It just has terrible leadership.
Yeah.
Plus, think of all the great submarines I'd have then, and MiGs.
It's the only reason.
this is the
Talk
only
about
reason he
military.
switched.
Wow.
Okay, that I don't know. I do find Russia's history really cool. I just don't I don't agree with their leadership.
Are you
that
saying
they've
this
had for
right
a
now
long time.
because Putin is currently dying of cancer?
Wait, what is he?
Yeah, there's like heavy suspicion that he's got cancer.
That can't be true. Really?
Why can't
Just
it be
came
true?
out in the news
Surprising.
today.
It just can't be true, man.
I'm dating the episode right now by saying
Surprised.
this.
You are.
So
Can I
that we
just say
know.
too, though, is it that same theory has been going on forever that Kim Jong Un is already dead or something?
He probably is.
But no, it'd be modern Russia for me.
I
If
mean-
we're counting that as royalty, that's where I would go.
The man does think he doesn't have a butt. Like, you know how like he portrays
Oh, yeah,
himself to the
there-
people?
Like all the people are taught that he doesn't have to use the bathroom at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it doesn't make sense.
Oh, also
Like,
I have a ton of
physically
AK-47s.
Okay, you can literally go anywhere in the world, black market, and get a ton
China
of
would have that,
AK-47s.
too.
Yes, but they don't have a bunch of legit Russian ones.
Just go to the Middle East.
You
man.
could buy a ton of crappy ones.
If I had China though, China would still be using quite a bit of Russian technology. So
Think about it. He replaces modern day China, and I replace modern day Russia at the same time.
And the first thing
I
Joe
have more
does,
people.
the first thing Joe does is unban Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, and well before that, I let everybody out of their homes.
That's a good start.
It is a good
What are
start.
you gonna do first?
Wow, that is a good question. One, I'd probably pull out of Ukraine. No, I'd probably get the heck out of Ukraine and issue an apology for the previous leader and what he had done, and then try to come up with some sort of deal of like with the rest of the entire of Europe that hates Russia right now. Like, I feel like that'd be the first thing. It would be trying to repair reputation.
Would you try and get Starbucks and McDonald's back?
I don't know. Probably just because if people want that. Like, I don't agree with those companies and on business plans, but you want what's best for your people if that's what they want.
You're very benevolent. I was expecting you to be much more devastating.
No, I'm not trying.
He's
Like,
going to cripple the world
yes,
economy.
I can be. You can be crazy, but I don't know. If I was a leader of a country, especially in something like Russia, I feel like you'd be better off doing a great job because then also, when they've had like decades of terrible leadership, they're just going to love you if you're a great leader for once.
So, with this whole new thing about what you would change, what would you change about Narnia?
Absolutely nothing.
You just continue reign as,
Yeah.
as okay. All
You'd
right.
make lions extinct.
Wow.
He says he's not gonna
No.
kill anything, so I mean,
Yeah, he did say it was
go
going to
against his word.
Are you gonna like implement a no-kill policy on animals?
I'm not PETA.
No.
You know, that's
He's
one
going-
thing we don't
He is
consider.
going to go
No.
throughout Narnia and commit the fictional equivalent of the Salem witch. It's just like this happened once; it's never happening again. Burn the witches.
I mean,
Speaking of burning witches, that's actually what I would do to the witch.
like that's your first thing you're gonna do. You're gonna burn a lady at the
Isn't
stake.
she dead already?
I think she is by the final book. Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay,
So-
cool.
And Kenny, I wanted to ask you, what would be your weapon of choice in Narnia? Could be of mass destruction. Could be just a sword. Could be.
And he brings a nuke. He introduces Narnia to nuclear energy, totally crippling the environment and all its
He
inhabitants.
he brings Chernobyl along. as it sits currently.
You irradiate an entire population of lions.
This is not what I would pick, but going off of that, no, you just take Chernobyl when there was a meltdown. You just like have it just replay constantly, so all you get, you just get constant Chernobyl melt.
You creating a Doctor Strange time loop. Where you just come before the king or queen. I've never read all the Narnia books, but like you come before the hierarchy, and you're just like, I've come to park. If not, you just continuously create nuclear explosions. Thereby decimating the entire population of Narnia in your quest for global power.
Oh man, I gave myself the hiccups for that one.
Oh, you're getting hotter. Is it
Oh, I'm crying.
Oh yeah, you can open the door if you want.
Oh no, I'm just
Follow that up.
I forgot what I was gonna say before the Chernobyl stuff.
I can picture it, Kenny. I've come to bark.
So would you say you got the power of the sun in the palm of your hand?
He's using a time stone though to create the time loop on his wrist,
Which
thereby holding them prisoner.
You're just perpetually holding them on like the very verge of dying from radiation poisoning. You're just stuck there indefinitely.
Then it resets.
It's just like, I'm healed, but yes, now you start the whole thing over again of slowly dying from radiation.
I think it'd take 2 time loops. I think you do it once, you get into the second one, and they would give up.
Oh
I've heard radiation poisoning's pretty tough.
all that.
Okay.
For Aiden to.
Okay, what was your question before we got sidetracked on Chernobyl and stuff? Weapon of choice, right?
Your weapon of choice of any type of weapon, mass destruction, or just a normal weapon at all.
Oh, that's how this came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because most of the people, was it the 4 or 5 kids in Narnia? Or
There's
whatever,
4.
Four.
They have like their own little thing, like the dagger or the sword or whatever, the bow.
Trident missile.
Scud missile.
Bring a tomahawk missile. What would you prefer? What would your preferred weapon of choice be, though?
Javelin.
I picture you having nunchucks, but like not knowing how to use them.
Nunchucks or nunchucks?
Or nunchucks. Having nunchucks, but like not knowing how to use them. So you just continuously hit yourself on accident.
But every time he hits himself, he becomes more powerful.
So wait, are you saying?
But only if he does it without meaning to.
He's gaining power.
He
through
can't sit.
pain?
Yeah, he can't sit there and like beat himself with nunchucks and gain power. It only happens whenever he inadvertently hits himself.
Would you say he has unlimited power?
Yes, he becomes the Infinity Kenny with the Infinity nunchucks.
All right, can I answer that question 2
Yes.
different ways?
Okay.
Go ahead.
One for comedy purposes,
Better be funny.
and the other one for actual realistic stuff.
Okay.
Comedy one. ICBMs.
M1 Abrams.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles. What would be my weapon of choice
What
for comedic purposes?
What kind of weapon would you like? I would like to take an Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine.
Now, how are you launching? Are you like holding the missile in your hand and you just kind of like chuck it, or like how are you deploying these missiles?
There's a warship.
I think
You're bringing a ship with
What's the name of your ship?
Well, there was a book in the Narnia series where they're on the ocean, and what is it, like the Dawn Treader or something? That's where you need the submarine to sink them.
You're going to use an Ohio-class submarine to sink a ship in Narnia.
Yes.
You could literally,
Then you kill all the royalty right there.
you could sink it with
referencing
like
Red
3
October.
cannonballs. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, but one nuclear ballistic missile, and
By obliterating all ocean life as well.
If you're gonna do it 150%.
You can't give 150%.
No. On one hand, you either kill them or you commit war crimes. Might as well go the full length.
This whole episode is devolved into war crimes against Narnia.
That's the new name of the episode.
Yeah, Brady's new
That's
question.
the title of the episode, War Crimes Against Narnia.
Brady's new question. Would you or would you not, and in what way would you commit war crimes against Narnia?
Brady just goes, I have another question. Specifically for Kenny because he answered Narnia.
You guys have already hit on this one. But we're going to double back.
Can you circle back for me, please?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I don't think we've laughed this hard on any of these so far.
Oh my gosh.
I think we almost killed Josiah.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
The Lion, the Witch, and the ICBM.
Guys, we got fan in here.
Dude, we do. What's the name of that Ohio club? What's the name of a famous submarine?
What? Wait, what?
I literally
Ohio
asked
class?
you. No, I asked you a question about the one thing you care about, and you can't give me an answer.
No. If we're going, it's already in a fictional universe, so I need the Red October.
Okay,
Just
so instead of the Dawn Treader, and they're just hunting the royal ship.
Yeah, it's instead of the hunt for Red October, it's the Red October hunting.
Hunting the Dawn Treader. Okay.
In an epic Cold War story of Russian steel.
No, there we go. There we go. I'm going to start the Cold War in Narnia. You know, we get, the Queen's side. They build up. And then Aslan's side, they build up. And we just threaten each other with ICBMs. But we don't do anything.
It's just command and conquer. That's all it
You
is.
sunk my battleship.
Brady, in answer to your question,
Wait,
I would be the Roman Empire.
It's a good choice right there.
I knew you were
With
going to say.
ICBMs.
You're persecuting?
No, I'm not going to be Caesar. Was that your question?
If you are
No. I was going to say, would you change history in the Roman Empire? Specifically one certain thing.
Would I not persecute Jesus?
Yes.
I think if I didn't, then I would radically alter history. I don't think I can do that. I think I'd have to let it play
Become
out.
Would
leader
that mean that none of us
afterwards.
would? That would mean that
Oh
none of
my
us could be
word.
saved.
Would you have treated Jesus better?
At least not that way.
I don't think I could. I don't think it's up to. I don't think it's in God's plan for the Roman Empire to treat Jesus well. Well, it wasn't. I mean,
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
more than.
Pilate
So you're
treated
saying
him
you'd
not
still kill a
terribly,
bunch of
but-
Christians?
I think you have to let history play out.
Yeah.
The bigger question is, what's your answer, Brady?
Oh, that's really tough. I was thinking Roman Empire also, but I'm not sure. It just seems like a really cool time period, honestly.
You
You
could
know, a lot
be
of sword fights.
you could be Jason Momoa and rule Atlantis.
I love that your reasoning for it is a lot of sword fights.
Sword fights.
A lot of sword fights.
Be the king of Switzerland. I love trains. Trains go fast.
All I can think of is the ASTF video.
I like trains.
All I can think is he said king of Switzerland. I'm just like, so you love being neutral then?
Yeah, but
Not anymore.
That's true.
You'd also have a very interesting flag, in the fact that it has to be one of the most boring flags ever come up with.
yeah, I'd probably say the Roman Empire.
Could be
though.
France's flag.
Pretty solid.
Nobody wants to be France.
It's
They
just a white flag.
I know, right? It's just boring.
Nobody wants to be France.
So we've got 2 Roman empires, a person who's going to commit like mass possible genocide on Narnia. Joe wants to be China, and you want to be Russia.
We could even modify the question a little and say, okay, that now that you've all selected what you would be, what is the one empire or kingdom that you would the least that you would want to be part of?
China.
Like
That's
China.
right.
Modern
you
day or
wouldn't want it.
classic?
Like, yeah, which China?
All of it.
Okay. More for me.
I feel like for me it would either be just about any era of Greece or France. Any era, pretty much.
I can see that.
Well, like Greece does not have an economy anymore, and France is France.
You know, if we're going by Nick's term of how we shouldn't interfere with some things, I would definitely say I wouldn't want to be a part of Germany.
I was thinking that
That was
actually.
definitely
Which-
my...
That
That
one
one.
specific era of Germany.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, if we're talking
from
1,000
like World War
years
One to
ago,
like...
Well, if we're saying that you can't change anything, but then what you're literally saying is that you would not want to be Hitler, because if you can't change anything, then you literally have to have the ideals of the person you replace.
Yeah. well, the thing is, we're also forgetting it's 1,000 years ago,
That
or
is true.
modern day. So if it's 1,000 years ago, Roman Empire, you're not going to even see Jesus.
Wasn't it Prussian back then?
Maybe.
I think it was still.
Maybe he's
Prussians.
bringing back the Roman Empire. You never know.
New and improved.
I do what I can.
I could be the Ottoman Empire.
Just change it.
Sell
Just take
furniture.
out the extra O.
I was gonna say
That's all you
the
do.
Ottoman
I already
Empire.
got the name.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Germany. I just don't think I want to be a part of that time period.
I don't know. 1,000 years ago, Germany wasn't probably that bad.
I keep forgetting that. I mean,
If we're talking about 1,000 years ago, you could be a Viking,
It's true.
you want to be a Viking?
dude. Yes. Part of me wants to.
Skull.
Skull.
Pretty neat.
It's an aspen. You can
Kill
tell
the
it's an
aspen by the way it is.
The way it is.
Okay, here's the thing. As long as you were a Viking and you weren't on the other end of like the Vikings themselves, it seemed everything I've always read is they're kind of an interesting group to be part of, just not an interesting group to be invaded by. When I said that, and I do stick to my previous answer, my final answer would still be modern Russia. I don't have to adopt any of like what Putin has done. The whole point is that if I were to take over modern Russia, is to reform it back into what is, once again, I think Russia has a really cool history that's kind of just been ruined by communism over the years. You just bring back a new Russia, if you will. I don't have to do anything that any of the previous leaders did. But it's basically just, oh yeah, I'm going to take over, I think, as a great country with terrible leadership and try to give it proper leadership
I
and
think
make it a great country.
I think your answer's easier though, because your answer does not affect any amount of history.
Yeah. It's being able to, yeah. I like the choice of fitting into a modern and taking over, because then you get to create a history without, like, if you pick something historically, then yeah, you have to be. Also, though that is an add to another layer of the question. If you do go back to that kind of time, are you assuming that if you get just stuck back there that he's still the Nick that he is here? Like, he still remembers 2022, blah, 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 whatever. He just gets basically reinserted into history with the knowledge that he has of what happened.
A multiverse, maybe?
Yeah, in a way.
Doctor Strange.
Could I be multiverse Roman Empire Nick?
I guess that means I multiverse.
What would you be?
Well, yeah, because then if you get in a whole weird... This is a really weird tangent, probably this is going down, but whatever. Then you get into the whole, if you know how history could play out, but you don't know what would happen if things were changed, you could go back to, like, Germany 1938 and find some way, if you insert yourself in place of Adolf Hitler before he got in, because he was in leadership before you started a war. If you reinserted yourself, you could not make the choices that he did. But then nobody knows what would happen, because
I agree.
obviously that never played out, so you have no idea. Because you can look at it this way too: is World War I and World War II were horrible, but on the other side too, look at all the technological advancements that came from it. Look at all the changes that came from a lot of different governments from it. We got a lot of these new Geneva Convention laws. All that it changed a lot. So it's kind of a balance of it was a horrible thing, but it wasn't. The aftermath wasn't all terrible.
And that's my defense for keeping Rome the same way.
This is true.
It's going to be bad, but I mean,
but that's where the question comes into: is if you have all your memories from now, is also then you also have to deal with the conscious guilt of you are a Christian, but one, you can't openly say you're a Christian. You're surrounded by the Roman Empire. Like, they hate. It wouldn't take them long to figure out that nobody wants you in a leadership position. So you either have to keep that to yourself, which I don't believe is very biblical. And even if you did, you are then also making the conscious choice then, as a Christian, secretly, to continue to allow the deaths of your fellow Christians.
but to die for Christ is to gain.
It is true.
So are you preventing them from going to heaven if you alter history?
It's a real head knocker right there.
The ending of this really wrapped up this episode real good. Brought it all back around to Jesus.
It went from nuclear ballistic missiles in Narnia to
I had another question
deep
about that.
multiversal
You had a question
Oh,
about
no,
nuclear.
I have a question about Aiden with the whole Viking thing. Because did you say you wanted to be in the Viking era or not?
No.
So let's say theoretically, you had one of Kenny's ICBMs. Okay, and you don't actually launch it; it's just on the ground. Let's say, and you're being swarmed by thousands. Okay, you don't got time to launch it into the air. If you detonate it immediately, killing you and everyone around it, would you go to Valhalla? Would that count as glorious combat because you kill 1,000 people?
I mean, if somehow he justifies it in a way, it's like Nick said, to die is to gain.
No. He's saying you're a Viking.
Oh, a Viking
he's
with an
saying-
ICBM.
Okay, but
No, because
Could be a tomahawk.
No, because then you're not just changing whether or not you were a leader. You are asking if the religion of a Viking is true or not at that point.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
he's just asking if you
theoretically.
go to if it's glorious combat. If you were to
It-
detonate a nuke or I guess a missile on yourself, killing.
Oh yeah, okay. If you want a quick weird explanation on the weird way the Vikings thought, to get into Valhalla, you had to die in combat. If you died of old age, from sickness, from anything else, you went to another realm. I can't. Niflheim, I think is what it's called off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, you would die. So the Viking belief was to die, to die in glorious combat to get to Valhalla.
I don't think there's anything more glorious than setting off a nuclear
Yes.
explosion.
So to
unseen
answer your
man.
question is, by Viking beliefs, if you set an ICBM off, killing you and everyone around you, you have technically died in glorious battle defeating your enemy and would be allowed into Valhalla, based on their beliefs.
We do not support any ICP.
just so we don't get taken down.
We are in no way, shape, or form condoning any actions described in
Yeah,
these
I
podcasts.
misunderstood the question to begin with. It's like,
You know,
it's an interesting belief system. It's like, okay, like the whole belief system is almost based around is you either go die of anything else other than combat, and you go to this cold hellish realm. Actually, there's three ways to places you can go after death in Norse mythology, which is Valhalla, Niflheim, and Helheim. Which Helheim is obviously the one you don't want to go to.
right.
Niflheim's not much better. Valhalla is the almighty hall of the gods, kind of. You want to go there.
So basically, if I jumped off, if I were a Viking, and and there's some sort of battle going on by the shore or something, and there's like a cliff. Say I jumped off.
But brought like a smashing axe down on top of someone.
Gravity hammer.
But there's like a ship down there too. You just jump down and you just like have an axe, and you just fall and just kill a bunch of people. Are you going to Valhalla for that?
So what
Yes.
you're saying is you would cause
If
a...
according to Aiden's explanation, you would go to Valhalla.
Okay, literally as best as my knowledge as I can come up with in my memory, the only real rule to getting to the Valhalla is literally just dying in glorious combat. But I think it has... Okay, I think the only stipulation is... I think it has to be under the belief system and for, like, under the very rough. They didn't have the greatest moral set, but under the moral set of the gods. I think if you were going around being an evil jerk, whatever, killing people and then died that way, I don't know if you would if you would be allowed in or not. The other interesting thing about that too is that you didn't just like float up to Valhalla. There's actually a belief system of a set of Valkyries that would come and collect the souls and bring you into either Helheim, Niflheim, or Valhalla. And that was their entire job, was to deliver souls.
I will say on that.
This is a very long podcast. We need to end it now.
This
Yes.
was a good one, though.
It was hilarious.
This is honestly my favorite question podcast so far.
It's been good. Brady, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yeah. We've enjoyed having you. Well, maybe we'll get you back for season 2 or something. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going to happen out there? So, I guess from all of us here at the Lugnuts podcast group, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. Well, I don't know when this episode's going to be released, but we might be back next week. We might
We'll
not
be back eventually, maybe.
We'll be somewhere.
We
In
will
the
exist.
in the
Not yet.
multiverse, you do not know when we'll be back. Could be yesterday.
Could have been. Maybe we've taken a
true.
brief trip and gone back to the future.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you did, you should go check out the rest of our episodes on our website at ccflugnutspodcast.com.
You can also listen to us wherever you find your podcasts.
Follow us on our Facebook and Instagram pages by searching the Lugnuts Podcast Group.
Thanks for listening, and remember, Jesus loves you,
And so do we.